Now, the question I get from time to time is like when especially if we talk about identity work, being that highest self, becoming that the best version of you. The question is that, well, Chad, I understand what you're saying, but I don't know how to practically do it. I don't know how to really live. I don't know how to really live that best self. I don't know how to really live wealthy. Okay, if somebody wants to be rich, they don't know how to be rich. They don't know how to act as if. They understand it. They understand what I'm really saying, but they don't know how they would actually do it because right now they're not wealthy. So they don't know how to become or how to act as if that highest self, that most successful version of you. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And I'm going to move very fast here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into 15 ways to think and live rich, even if you broke. And this is what I want you to do really fast here is pause this video if you have to, pick up a pen, pick up a piece of paper, because I want you to write these down. And especially, you might not write all 15 of them down, but I want you to write down the ones that you are not doing because you need to apply these to your life today. Because this is the main secret, friends. This is how you get wealthy. Every single wealthy person talks about this. Now, maybe they've known it in the beginning and that's how they became wealthy, or they became wealthy first, but how they kept their wealth is they figured out this secret we're going to talk about right now. And the secret is this, okay? You have to, if you want to be wealthy, you want to be rich, okay? You want to live life in your terms, okay? You want your dream house, your dream car. It doesn't matter what you want, but money comes along with that is you got to be that person right now today. That's the bottom line. You got to act and behave as that most successful version of you right now today. And that's where I get tons of questions is well, Chad, I don't know how that version of me would actually act. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So let's jump into this. I'm moving pretty fast here. So number one is never speak lack. Okay, never speak lack, my friends. The bottom line is when you have no money, maybe you're in poverty, maybe you're in middle class, but most of the time be aware of what you're really saying. You know, are you speaking lack into your life? Are you saying things, I'm broke, I can't afford this? Or lots of times I even run into people that they're stuck in their childhood that their family was broke, their family was in poverty, they grew up in poverty, but it's been 20 years later and they're still stuck thinking like this. So never speak lack, never think lack, never have lack come out of your mouth. Okay, bottom line, never say I can't afford it. Bottom line, never speak lack. Number two, stand tall and move with calmness. Okay, stop this frantic rushing. Remember, when you're in a hurry, the bottom line, when you're in a hurry, you're not in that creative plane. Okay, remember, abundance is infinite. You don't need to be in a hurry, my friends. You ever notice if you've been around wealthy people, or maybe you have some wealthy friends that you hang around, don't you really notice like they're kind of very calm. They're kind of very, you got to eat with them. They have that kind of confidence presence around them. Like they're just getting what they want. They're flowing with life. They're flowing with the structure. They're not in a hurry. Okay, if they want their dream car, they're gonna go buy it. They put money down. If the person don't wanna deal with them, they just go someplace else. They're not in a hurry. They're not gonna lose. They're outside of that competitive plane because they understand this. They know abundance is infinite. Abundance is always going to come to them. Number three, keep your space spotless. Okay. That means keep your office. If you go to work, you have a desk, keep it spotless. Your home should be spotless. Your home should be that highest self. I mean, what would the highest version of me do? What would that $15 million man do? Okay, I always refer to myself as a $15 million man. So maybe you have something like that for yourself, but what would that highest self do? What would the most successful version of you do? How would they live? Would they live messy and stuff's all over the place? Probably not. So keep your space spotless. A clean, cared for space signals abundance, no matter what size, no matter where you are, no matter if you're not driving your dream car right now, do you take care of your car? Okay. You get me on that? Okay. Number four, wear your best daily. What do I mean by that? Wear your best daily is, basically dress to impress. Okay. I don't mean, listen to this. I don't mean that you have to dress in a suit. Okay. What I mean is you want to live life on your terms. It's about, yes, you want to be authentic. You want to dress to your style. Okay. Whatever that style is, but whatever that style is, you want to dress nice. Okay. In your style. Okay. But that shows that you're being authentic, but you don't want to dress like a slop. You don't want to wear just old clothes all the time where you look at yourself, you look down. All that's doing is communicating to your subconscious mind that you're broke. That's all it's doing, my friends. And let me read some stuff to you here. Okay. Wear your best daily. Present yourself as the upgraded you, even if it starts with one nice shirt. So lots of times I get, especially when we talk about clothes, I always get this question, I always get this kind of feedback. And lots of times it's really kind of not really feedback, but it's really people trying to discredit what I'm saying. Meaning like, well, I don't have $1,000 to go out and buy clothes. Okay. You're missing a point. Okay. You could have one outfit. You could start once a month buying a shirt. Okay. You could replace your socks and your boxers that are holy. Okay. Maybe you wear white undershirts, but when you wear them, you ever go to work and you see someone with a button-down shirt, but you could see their white undershirt, but you could tell it's all like nasty on the inside. You get me? All that does is signal lack. It signals broke. Okay. Replace stuff that's dirty. I'm talking about your clothes. Okay. If your socks has holes in them, throw them away. If your boxers start getting old, throw them away, buy new. Okay. But you can do it slowly, my friends. You don't have to take $2,000. You don't have to go out and charge your credit card. I'm not talking about that. Okay. But you can replace this stuff slowly and you start slowly upgrading your wardrobe because this is so true. And this speaks loud to me, even though I'm spending a lot of time on this one, is that I just got back from Da Nang, Vietnam. And in Da Nang, Vietnam, we stayed in a 5-star resort there. And it was so funny because I was coming from Surin. Okay, so now Surin, it's just been hot as hell in Surin. Okay, so it's really been hard for me to dress nice in Surin, Thailand, because the humidity is real, my friends. Okay, I'm not even joking. The humidity is real. I don't even feel like dressing nice because I feel like a sweaty slob half the time. Okay, but when I went to Da Nang, Vietnam, we stayed in such a nice resort that I dressed nice every day, and I could really see. It really kind of felt like an identity move for me. Like it felt good to be back into a really, really nice environment where I dress sharp, I dress authentic, how I usually dress, but I dress nice. And that makes it makes you feel better. It pushes you to another level. Okay. It makes you feel, even though I was on vacation, okay, I didn't work, but it made me feel more motivated. Okay. When you look in the mirror, you look good. Okay, that's the bottom line. What you have to understand, even with all of these 15 things, is that your subconscious mind is working 24/7. Your subconscious mind doesn't play favorites. And I say this in every single video. Your subconscious mind don't care about you, baby. That's what you have to understand. Your subconscious mind don't care if it's true or false. Your subconscious mind doesn't care if it's good for you or not. Okay, your subconscious mind is very, 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 very impersonal. It's just giving you what you're giving it. So all day long, you're influencing your subconscious mind. So what are you influencing it? Are you wearing old clothes, holy clothes, socks with holes in it, whatever? All that does is communicate to your subconscious mind that brief thought of poverty and lack. Okay. So I've kind of hit this one on the nail a little bit longer than I wanted, but I wanted to say this. Number 5, use what you have with pride. Okay. Use what you have with pride. Be grateful for it. Okay. This is what I mean. Eat off the best plate. Okay, if you have a dinner set and you have one really good dinner set, well, eat off that dinner set. Don't save it. You ever wonder, this is how I grew up, okay? This reminds me of my mom, okay? It reminds me of my whole family. You know, my aunts and uncles, you go to their house, they would always have this great china set that nobody ate off of. Why? Okay, then they're eating off paper plates, or they're eating off those plastic plates you buy from Target. Even though they look nice, they look summery, but still they have this great china they never eat off of. And I get it, but at the same time, this example is eat off the best plate. Drink from the best glasses you have. Okay, make now feel luxurious. Okay. That's the bottom line. Okay. Stop. We all have really nice sets. We might not have an abundance of them, but we all have some nice glasses. Okay, even if now this is a sparkling water from Thailand. Okay, okay, but this is a really good brand. This is probably the best brand that you can buy in Thailand. I drink because when I drink it, I feel like I know this is the best brand I can get in Thailand, so I feel good when I drink it. Okay, when we eat, are you eating off of this broken glass when you broken plates, cracked plates, paper plates, when you have nice dinner sets? Eat off your nice dinner sets. Even these simple little things you're not doing would actually be a huge transformation in your life because you're feeding your subconscious mind again. Number 6, make decisions quickly. Trust yourself. Wealthy people don't overthink. Bottom line, wealthy people just make decisions and that's it. And number 6 sticks out for me because I'm usually the one that I like to overthink. I like to overanalyze. Okay, I'm very slow to make decisions. So this is me right here. This is Chad. I gotta make quick decisions. Okay, stop stalling. It's either a yes or a no. You want to do something, yes or no. And this is how I work with this. When you want to make quick decisions, you start small. Okay. Even if you have a significant other, maybe you're married, maybe you're not, maybe your best friend wants to go to dinner and they ask you, hey, where you want to go? You have a place you want to go. Don't just flip it. Don't just flip the question back to them, my friends. Don't say, oh, where do you want to go? Okay, I'll go wherever you want to go. Or don't say, I don't know. Okay, maybe. Okay, don't say any of that. It's yes or no. Start with a small little stuff because when you get used to it in all the small areas of your life, it will be easier for you when you have to make a real decision. When you have to make a real decision, what happens is you don't trust yourself, baby. That's why you overanalyze and overthink because you don't trust your own self. You don't have confidence in your own self. Okay, that's what it really stems from. Okay, maybe no one's telling you this, but that's what it really stems from. You don't trust yourself. Okay, but if you start small, and you start saying yes and no, and you start doing exactly what you want in this arena, what we're talking about here, as you have to make more difficult decisions, more promising decisions, you tend to trust yourself more. Okay, so make quick decisions. Bottom line. Hey friends, just a quick little intermission here. We'll jump right back to the video. But if you're really trying to figure this stuff out, if you're really trying to live life on your terms, you really need to check out the description because in the description is where I keep all the nuggets and all the resources. If you're new here, start right here. We got stuff like the power drops, which is totally free, by the way. We got a 30-day challenge. And of course, if you want to be part of the tribe, the link is here. And if you want to try to work with me, the link is right here as well. Like I said, my friends, if you really want to try to make this stuff happen, if you really want to live life on your terms, always keep up to date with the description because that's where all the nuggets are. Other than that, let's get back to the video. Number 7, sit at the best spot available. Okay, no matter where you go. Okay, you go to the restaurant, I want to sit at the best spot available. Okay, I want to sit at the best spot with a view. Maybe you go to a work seminar. Okay, are you the one that sits way in the back or do you sit up front? Maybe you can't go way up front because those are usually VIP at seminars. Okay, unless you paid for a VIP ticket. But sit at the best spot. Okay, bottom line, you're not hiding in life, baby. Okay, bottom line. Number 8, speak in I am, not I will. This is all the power of I am. Remember, the power of I am, source is inside you. Source is I am. I am has so much power. I can go down a long rabbit hole with this one. I've done so many videos on this. If you search this on my YouTube channel, you're going to be able to find a lot of videos of the power of I am, the power of I am statements. Even if you're into affirmations, make sure it's I am. I am wealthy. I am abundant. I am successful. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. You're not saying I will do this someday. No, I am. Talk as if it's already in your reality. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Now this might sound a little crazy, sound a little bit far-fetched. Maybe you have some friends. Maybe have some friends make fun of you about this stuff, but speak as if it's in your reality already. Okay, if you want your dream house, speak as if you already have your dream house. Okay, bottom line. If you want your dream car, you speak as if you already have your dream car. You want to be wealthy, you want to be rich, speak as if you're already wealthy. Like I always say, I am the $15 million man, baby. Okay, I am him. I am a millionaire. I am wealthy. Okay, wealth comes to me so easily. Okay, I'm always talking like that because again, you're influencing your subconscious mind. Remember, your subconscious mind is not logical. What your subconscious mind accepts to be true for you, it will deliver to you. Bottom line. So what is it? What are you influencing your subconscious mind with? What type of stuff are you telling yourself? Okay, that's your self-reflection. Okay, that's the mirror principle. Number 9, be early and prepared. Wealthy people value their time and others. This is where the rich value time and not money. The poor, the middle class value money and not time. Okay, rich people value their time. Okay, and this one really spoke loud to me is be early and prepared. Okay, that most successful version of you is going to hold to their commitments. They're going to be early. They're going to arrive on time. If you have meetings, business meetings, you arrive early and on time. Even if it's casual, you're going to birthday parties, you're going to a cookout, you're going to a family gathering, whatever it is, you are on time. The reason why you're on time is because, for one, you're holding commitment to yourself, but two, you're showing other people that you respect their time. Okay. I mean, I have family members like this. And even when I go back and visit family, they're still like this. They're set a time to go visit family and they're say, I'll be there at 1 p.m. And everyone will come there at 1 p.m. waiting for them, and they show up 2 hours late. By the time they show up, everybody's already leaving, and they get mad because everybody's leaving. Then they get mad when you tell them, well, you're 2 hours late. You said you're going to be here at 1 p.m. Now it's 3 p.m. So I can't hang around no more. Okay. You're wasting my time. Like, bottom line. Then they start debating with you or arguing with you. Well, you know how I am. You know, Chad, you've been in a family for so long. You know how it's like, yes, I know how you are, but you should change. Respect people's time. Okay, bottom line, you're not going to be wealthy if you don't respect your time and respect other people's time. Number 10, keep your appearance intentional. You listen to that. Keep your appearance intentional. Remember, grooming is free and it shifts how you're treated instantly. Okay. Now I kind of laugh at this one because I still have videos going up when I have really long hair, and especially in Thailand, the humidity's just fierce. My hair looked like it was like way out to here. Plus it was long. So that's why I kind of cut it, because it was just, it was just crazy hot. That's pretty much what it was. But keep your grooming intentional. Look good. Okay. Look good. Smell good. Okay. Look like you keep yourself together. And do you go to the gym? Do you keep in shape? You don't have to be a bodybuilder, but do you look like you eat well? Does it look like you take care of yourself? Okay. That's that most successful version of you. You can do this stuff for free, baby. It doesn't cost a lot of money. You're going grocery shopping anyway. Okay. You get me? You can start buying better quality foods and putting it into your grocery list, or putting it into your grocery budget. Okay. Number 11, be generous in spirit. Okay. Now, what I mean by this being generous in spirit is I kind of change this up a little bit, because it's not always about tipping. Okay. Yes. It's great to tip. When I went to Da Nang, we stayed in a 5-star hotel. So you had a doorman open the door for you and you gave him a tip. Okay. If you took a taxi, they would come out and open the door for you, give them a tip. Okay. They would take your luggage up and you give them a tip. Even when we went down to breakfast. Now, breakfast was a buffet breakfast, but if you ever stayed in a 5-star hotel, you know what I'm talking about. The buffet breakfast is like you're at a fine dining dinner most of the time. They'll walk you over to the table. They'll ask you what you want to drink. They'll make you anything you want. Even for breakfast, they'll make you cappuccinos, lattes, espressos, whatever you want, and we would have the same girl that would walk us over, make me anything I want. She would watch me after I was done drinking my latte or cappuccino. She would come over and ask me if I want another one. And I would say, yeah, give me an espresso this time. But then I started tipping her because she was working hard. She was going above and beyond. Okay. So that's the biggest thing. But being generous in spirit is you can give compliments Okay, it's not all about money. You can give compliments. You can be nice to people. You can hold doors for people, open car doors for people, share knowledge. Okay, just like I'm doing here, I'm sharing knowledge. This is for free. Okay, you could help people out that you feel like struggling or need help. Okay, so it's not always about money. Now, money comes into that. Okay, you want to tip and feel free with money. You don't want to hoard money. You don't want to be tight with money. Okay, because remember, as you try to hoard, as you try to be tight with it, you hang on to it. Okay, you're not detached from it. Okay, does that make sense? Number 12, surround yourself with possibility thinkers. Okay, even though that's worded kind of weird, it's your environment, baby. Okay, we always hear that you are the top 5 people you hang around with. Okay. And this is how I like to explain it. Okay. This is what people don't understand. Okay. But people try to play tricks with me. Okay. They try to play tricks, baby. They don't know how smart the Chad is. I've been doing this stuff for a long time. Okay. They always say, well, Chad, I don't hang around with no one broke or negative or whatever. Okay. They try to fine tune the people they hang around. But this is why I tell them. For one, I don't believe them, okay? Because you are at a 10% ratio, okay, from the top 5 people you hang around with. Okay, this includes your significant other. Ha ha! Okay, this is not what people don't want to hear. This includes your boyfriend and girlfriend that you spend 24/7 with, okay? Now, is your boyfriend and girlfriend, are they successful? Are they better than you? Okay, they make more money than you? Are they wealthy? Okay, or are they just like you or beneath you? Boom. Okay, I said it. Okay. Okay. Most of you out there, okay, now I work from home, you know what I mean? I'm an entrepreneur, but I used to have a job. Okay, so I know 100%, those of you out there, you're at a job 40 hours a week. Some of us are at a job 60 hours a week. What type of environment are you in? Are you listening to people whine and complain all day long? Are they coming up to you screaming in your face? Maybe you work in a factory. Okay, where the dynamics kind of shift and change a lot. You have people standing this close to you, screaming at you. Okay, which it should be illegal, but it happens, and it still happens today. Okay, so so that's what I'm saying is you want to play with these top 5 people, but it's your work environment that you're in 60 hours a week, if not 40 hours a week, and it's your significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever. Okay, those are the two right here. Now it becomes your best friends. Okay, but this is what I can say: your best friends are just like you. They make the same amount of money as you. So you got to surround yourself with possibility thinkers. Okay, you got to limit your time with complainers. Bottom line, do you hang around with people who just gossip all day long? They talk about people. Okay, they make fun of you. Okay, you start doing this work. You start wanting your dream house, your dream life. You start wanting to live life on your terms, and they start laughing, start throwing little jokes. Okay, all that should tell you. Okay, this isn't a negative. All that should tell you is that you're hanging around the wrong people, baby. Bottom line, that's all it should tell you. Like, like if we could have like trumpets in the air and the drums like beating, all that should tell you is a warning that I'm not hanging around the best people. Okay. Now, this is what I want you to do. Maybe you don't want to give up your best friends. Okay. Maybe you can limit your time with them. Maybe you can limit your time with family, but we're not going to give up on family. Okay. I'm not saying that. Okay. We can limit time with family, but we're not going to give up on family. But what you do need to do 100%, you need to add people to your group. You need to add people that's way more successful than you to your core group of friends. Okay. Because what you'll find is when you do that, like in the beginning, it's going to feel awkward. The reason why you feel awkward is because deep down, they're more successful than you. That's really why you feel awkward around them, because they make more money than you, and they make a lot more money than you. Okay. I could easily make what you make in 1 year in 1 month. Okay. So if you know that, you might feel a little bit awkward around me because I can do things that you can't do. Okay. I might carry myself different because money don't bother me. Okay. If I get a flat tire in my car, it's like, okay, whatever. Uh, you know what I mean? It doesn't phase me. Okay. But at the same time, the secret is it shouldn't phase you either. That's the secret. Okay. It doesn't matter about money. It's not about the money. It's about the meaning you're giving it. Do you understand that? It's your emotion you're giving things that's actually coming into your life. Okay. Now let's move on, and maybe I'll give a bonus at the end of this video here about that.
Really quick here, friends. Do you want a challenge that's going to make every dream of yours come true?
You see, my friends, the issue is when you start trying to live life on your terms, you're doing everything right. See, that's the problem. That's how you feel. You're trying your hardest, but nothing is changing. Now, in the challenge, there's no fluff, there's no hype. It's just real transformation delivered daily. We are going to the core. We are going to the root cause why things are not working for you. All you got to do is go to the description, click see more. Everything will pop up and you will see the 30-day breakthrough challenge. Click the link and it will take you right over to that. Number 13, always have a plan for tomorrow. You see, wealthy people live forward. They don't live day to day by survival. Okay, they don't live in survival mode. They don't live backwards. Okay, they let the dead bury the dead. They don't always think about what happened to me last week. This happened to me 5 years ago. This happened to me 10 years ago. You know how people, we've all hung around people that tell stories. What happened to them, they tend to be negative, even if they tell it kind of funny. But they're telling stories what happened to them in the past. Let the dead bury the dead, baby. Bottom line. Okay. You always have a plan for tomorrow. You always know what you're doing. If you're in business, okay, this is what I do. Okay. Usually I have a notepad, a pen on my desk right here, and I write down the top 3 things I want to get done for today. And I do those 3 things. And I've been doing those 3 things for a long time. And I'm constantly getting things done because I always write down what I want to do. I'm not writing down 20 things. I'm writing down 2 or 3 things that I'm going to do today in my business, and I actually do them. Okay. That's the same thing for you. Know what you're doing. Okay. Bottom line. Okay. Like when you're wealthy, okay, wealthy people are going to know what their goals are, what they want, where they're going in life. Okay, they're putting a dent in the universe. They're going to know all this stuff. They're going to know their frame, standards, and boundaries. They're going to know their non-negotiables. When you talk to them, they're going to know this stuff. Okay, rather than you ask people what are your goals, what are your intention, what do you want, and they have to sit there and think. That should tell you something. What are your standards and boundaries you have, and they got to sit there and think. That should tell you they have none. Okay. What are your non-negotiables? And they sit there and think what their non-negotiables are because they don't have any. Okay. Remember, wealthy people have non-negotiables. Bottom line, wealthy people have standards and boundaries, what they're not going to go beneath. Okay. Remember, with manifesting, you manifest. Things come to you on your lowest level of your standards. What you tend to put up with, that's the level you manifest with. Okay, I'll leave it at that. Number 14, talk about opportunities, not problems. Okay, watch your speech. Okay, what are you talking about all day long? Be aware. Be aware. We all talk to ourselves. I know that sounds funny. Okay, I talk to myself. We all talk to ourselves, like when we're by ourselves or in the shower or whatever. Okay, we all carry on, even to ourselves in our mind. We have these little playing conversation in our mind. How are you talking to yourself? Okay, what's your level of communication when you talk to your friends and your best friends? What are your communication when you talk to your husband or your wife or your significant other? Okay, your boyfriend or girlfriend. What's your level of conversations? Okay, do you talk about opportunities? Do you talk about where you're going? Do you constantly talk about what you like and enjoy, or are you always whining and flipping, complaining? Okay, you know what I mean? And you're fine. Most people will find once you start being aware of your conversations, you're fine that holy hell, holy crap, I didn't realize I talk so negative. I mean, because it's so true. So listen to this. I wrote this down for number 14 here is shift every conversation towards creation, not lack. Now, remember your subconscious mind when you talk about manifesting, okay, what comes to you, what you put out has to come to you. So if you're constantly whining and complaining, well, guess what? That comes back to you. It has to come back to you. Imagine yourself right now is your whole body is a piece of tape. but the tape is reversed where the sticky is on the outside. That's your whole body. And whatever you think about, whatever you talk about sticks to you like flipping glue. Okay, what do you want to stick to you? Do you want opportunities to stick to you? Or do you want you constantly murmuring and complaining sticking to you? Okay, because that's actually manifesting 101 right there, baby. Okay, if I whine and complain, it sticks to me. Okay, that's what's coming into my life. Okay, I talk about that flat tire I had 5 years ago, but I talk about it every maybe 3-4 times a year. I bring it up. Why? That's why you keep on having flipping flat tires. That's why you keep on having little emergencies come up. Okay, because you bring energy to it. Don't bring energy to it, my friends. Number 15, the last one, and after this one, maybe I'll do a bonus here. Okay, number 15 is go to sleep in satisfaction. Now, if you follow Neville Goddard, if you follow Joseph Murphy, Thomas Trower, the old school, prosperity teachers and stuff like that, what it means is you go to sleep and your wish fulfilled. You go to sleep in gratitude. You go to sleep in satisfaction. And what you do is you replay your day as if you already are living that millionaire lifestyle. Okay. Now when you replay your day, this is kind of like Neville Goddard's revision technique, where no matter if you had a horrible day, when you go to bed at nighttime, you revise it and you replay it as if that's the most successful version of you. That's how you live that day. You replay it in your mind and you drift off to sleep and you fall asleep in that state. And when we talk about this, I'm not talking about going to bed 30 minutes early. I'm talking about what you're thinking about 5 minutes before you go to sleep. Okay, we all know that drift period, that I'm gonna go to sleep within 5 minutes. Okay, a lot of us is right when we're walking to bed, we're gonna go to sleep in 2 or 3 minutes. So what do you train yourself? What are you thinking about those last few minutes before you go to sleep? This is what you should be thinking about. Okay, on number 15 here is go to sleep in satisfaction. Go to sleep in gratitude. Go to sleep thinking of the life that you're living, the life that you lived that day. And if you didn't have the perfect day, you revise it into your perfect day. That's how you make this stuff work, my friends. And like I said, number 16 here is a bonus. Wasn't too sure if I was going to do a bonus or not, but I brought up now all of these 15 things is you can do. Okay, this doesn't cost money. You can apply to your life. Now, the only thing I don't know your bad habits. Okay, I don't know the habits that you grew up with. You grew up in poverty, middle class. Okay, I don't know if you overanalyze all this stuff. Only you know your bad habits. You have to adapt it to your bad habit. But this is what I want to share with you. You see, all these 15 things work in unison. Okay, a lot of times what we want to do, we want to try to pick and choose what I like. And I was like, okay, I like number 1. I don't like number 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. I like number 6. I don't like 7 or 8. I like number 9. You know what I mean? It's about all these rules that we discussed. They're not really laws in the universe, but they all go with laws in the universe. Remember, all the laws in the universe work in unison together. It's about mastering all the laws. It's about doing all these things to the best that you can. That's going to change your life. Okay. It's not about picking and choosing at this point. And because this is what you have to understand, my friends. And I brought this up earlier, is that your subconscious mind don't care about you. I don't know if anybody has told you that before, like I'm telling you today. Your subconscious mind don't care. It doesn't care about you. It doesn't care about what's best for you. Your subconscious mind only gives you what you give it. So what are you giving it? Your subconscious mind only responds to what you're thinking. It's not trying to figure out what's true and false. It's not trying to figure out what's best for you or what's not best for you. It's not trying to figure out what's good for you or what's not good for you. Okay, that's your conscious mind. Don't confuse the two. Your subconscious mind is very, very impersonal. Your subconscious mind only gives you what you give it. So what are you giving it? Are you feeding it worry, doubt, and fear? Because that's what's coming to you. Are you feeding it a scarcity mindset? Because that's what's coming to you. You understand? Are you hanging around poverty environments all day long because that's what's coming to you. Okay, are you hanging around groups of people that are not inspiring you to do better in your life? Because that's what's coming to you. That's what you have to understand. This is how this stuff works. Okay, once you start moving and directing, becoming self-aware and applying these 15 things into your life. I hate to say 15 things, but some of these things we are doing, but some of them we're not. Okay, but once you start applying this stuff, you will see results rather quickly, my friends. And on top of that, once you really detach from it, once you really just trust, once it really feels normal for you, okay, you want to feel normal. See, in the beginning, you don't feel normal. In the beginning, when I start talking about money, being a millionaire, making $100,000 a month, making $1 million a month, okay, that pisses off some people. Okay, if that's pissing you off, you getting little knots in your stomach, that means you have a lot of money blocks in your subconscious mind. That means you're thinking like a brokey. Okay, you're thinking from lack. You're thinking from scarcity. You don't believe that abundance is yours. Abundance is your birthright. Okay, you don't believe that abundance is infinite, because if you believe abundance was infinite, well, what comes with that? Money comes with that as well. Okay, you want your dream house, well, that costs money, baby. You want your dream car, that costs money, baby. You want to retire your family, that costs money, baby. Maybe you want to retire your parents, that costs money, baby. Maybe you want to buy your parents a car, well, that costs money. Okay, maybe you want to help and give to charities, well, that costs money. You get me on that. And anytime we talk about money, for some, that knot starts getting in the stomach. Okay. It's not normal for you yet, and you're not going to attract it until it feels normal for you. So either you need to start speaking it and start talking more about opportunities, what you want, talking about being rich, I'm wealthy, like my wealth increases every single day. You start talking that way, because sooner or later, it might not happen today or tomorrow, but eventually, I promise you, eventually you'll wake up and it will feel normal for you. Once it feels normal, once you just wake up and you let go and you forget about it and you just start carrying yourself like this, that's when it comes to you. That, my friends, is when everything starts shaping, and it will bend your reality very, very fast, is when things start to feel normal for you. When this stuff starts to become normal, that's when your reality will bend. That's when things will almost feel like it dropped out of the sky. That's when money will kind of come to you so fast. You're wondering where in the hell has it been all these years? You understand? But anyway, now I better wrap this stuff up. We've been going about 40 minutes here, and I've been talking pretty fast, and I don't know if I can shrink this video down anymore. But anyway, before we go here, always check out the description. That's where all the nuggets are. We got some stuff that costs money, of course, in the description, and we got some stuff that are free for you to help you out. There's links in there as far as how to be part of the tribe, how to work with me. We got the 30-day challenge in there. So always check out the description. I keep it updated. That's where all the nuggets are. Other than that, YouTube fam and tribe, remember, I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.